So what if we ask this book, how am I not Raistlin? It seems like it's a lesson. Like when people are reading about Raistlin, it's like if I was someone else and just like, oh cool, I'm gonna have more than one. I'm gonna wake up all these girls and be their master. Let's start with Fork Girl on Twitch and use something magical and create a secret blah 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 blah. And so it's like the people reading it thought he was a jerk. So he should have just liked Christiania. So, I mean, I know I'm not Raistlin, and it doesn't even seem to be for me. It seems to be for other people, so they understand. So I'm grateful for the author's help, really, obviously. Agreed. Okay, so he's a pretty cool character though, but he's evil. So how interesting, the dream that I had of black roads. I was only getting on the bus for just 2 walks. It's so cool how the buses go everywhere in the city. I haven't ridden them for so many years. I totally forgot. It's changed so much. They used to be, last time I rode them, it was like 75 cents or something. Like, where have I been? We've just been driving, I guess. But it was 75 cents last time I remember riding them. That was a long time ago. Anyways, there's no shame in riding a bicycle. So, what if I ask this book, and I just like lost tons of viewers. There was just like 30 people or something, and I just ended my stream. And I was like, oh, looks like I've done that. Sorry. But yeah, let's try this Raistlin question, right? How would I not be Raistlin? Let's see what it says. Flat and barren? Oh, you're calling me fat. Empty sky that was lit. Ooh, with a strange glow, really? It means there's going to be somebody there? That's wonderful. I hope that's real. Flat and barren. You want to see my scary unnoticeable? I want to show you. I'm so ashamed. No, I have a workout bench with an ab focus that I'm going to be moving tomorrow. I'm going to start using that every day. Actually, well, okay. If I did it every day, that'd be for just like toning my stomach. If I did it every other day, that would be for actually creating ab muscles. I did it every other day. The reason for that is because muscles need time to come back. and they come back bigger and better. But anyways, so embarrassed. So embarrassed. Oh my god, there it is. Here, I'll suck it in. I can suck it in though. I can appear like I'm thin, you know. I can appear that way. I can kind of suck it in. Ah, look at my rib, the Adam's rib right there. You know what's really scary to think about? Like, what if it made me deformed from having like all these fans of my music or something that were like, oh, he's so perfect. He's perfect in every way. It's like, okay, you want somebody perfect, huh? Okay, we'll have a new human that has a rib poking out. So he can go, hello, children. I don't know. Well, we're not going there. Some kids like, so today at school, our teacher was telling us about the Bible and about how God made man, or how men were made, how babies were made, and we felt his rib. What the hell? That's funny. That's weird to think about though, because I've already witnessed other animals, like pets and stuff, actually let me know that they did it for me. I got a dog that did that and stuff, and like a cat, like having the eyes, you know, with one amber and one blue. The cat's capable of that too, timing things in a way that's like, I did it for you. Thought you'd like it. That's what my dog did, without the rabbit in his fur. He had a rabbit in his fur. So cute. It actually looked like a rabbit on his fur. Because he had a special diet. His diet was his own choice. And so what I did was I showed him where food came from. I showed him where food came from and gave him vegan dog food and said and wanted to help him make his own family crest and using a belt or whatever of his choice of food and all this stuff. And so I was like, so do you want to have what kind of animal do you want? If you know, I was talking about it with him. Do you want alligator? So if you have alligator, you might become more like an alligator. And then you might be too mean and go around going figure. Figure, Batman. And then I saw on the Egyptian wall there was this dog that looked like it was puffy because I made him, I put a sex toy in a stuffed animal for him. Wow, very nice master, right? He loved it. Anyways, and so this dog on the Egyptian wall had a bear body and an alligator head. It was very funny. And he was like learning about the letter I, it's a feather, that's a scale, that's teaching about the different foods and balancing, making sure everyone's fed and cared for. very wow that I came across that after doing that with my dog. That was so special, very magical. That happens way more than that too. It's very cool. But anyways, so the this dog, oh my god, the dog is so special. Wow. And he was a very expensive. He was thousands of dollars. He was a special breeding dog. And so he had like a rich dog diet of human food. And I'd allow him to choose his animal. And when he, I would show him where it came from. And so he was like, he wasn't complaining about the rabbit choice, honestly. I didn't pressure him into anything. I was kind of expecting him to choose meat. But we did have beef. We had beef. It was one of the times. So I like to get, Kobe beef, not just. So Kobe was a vegan in Utah. He was the vegan that showed me how to be vegan. He showed me what ingredients or whatever to avoid as a vegan. And so I got that list from him. He was really surprised when I asked him. His name was Kobe. And then Kobe beef came out. It's pretty cool. It would be like, beef that maybe Kobe would eat because they're treated so much better. But I don't know. He was pretty hardcore vegan. Anyways, so he was a straight edge kid. And there was a lot of them in Utah. Straight edge punk. Anyways, let's see. What was I gonna say? So this book just said what? Oh, that I was not flat. I'm not flat anymore. Got some titties. Got some bitties. Just kidding. Kind of do, and it does look better. But they need to be muscular. But that's the reality of it, is when you build on the muscle, it'll turn into fat. That's why it might be better for me to, abs though are so small. But yeah, the muscle can turn into fat. That's not really true. They're totally different things. But it's a saying. That's what they say. Because you can really see it. Because it'll still be there underneath the fat. Anyways, so yeah, pectorials. I'm going to work on getting bigger, nicer ones. I've got my thing. I'm gonna do ab things every day. I really have been excited meet my partner, and I really don't care. I'm, she's got a flat tire or whatever. I'll be grateful. I want to see it. And I'll prove to her that I like it. But I'll encourage her to lose it, but not like mean. Anyways, so Karamon let himself go and he married Tika. But buffed up while he was in the arena. That's funny. Well, we used to play Darkfall with bodybuilders. That game was not like other games. It's not exactly World of Warcraft. People that played that game were like an adrenaline rush junkies because of what it does. Like, you get killed, you lose all your stuff. So it's like, oh my gosh, I lost everything. Like, you'd be, playing the game to get stuff for like a couple weeks, and then you could lose it all in a few minutes because of something extremely unfair too. But it was a very fun game. We really loved that, and we used to play outnumbered. And the people that made the game seemed to know and respect that, so that was cool. But we were kind of legendary red guys that would go around hunting the wildlands. When you're red, you can't go into the normal cities without, it's like you're an outlaw or something. And we lived out of the chaos cities where they didn't have guard towers. And so we had our own law or whatever where people, just were respectful to other people. They wouldn't, the law was still there, but they were actual players that enforced it. So this clan came in that had like a dozen people, and they wiped everybody. Took all our stuff. And so I would log in, and they try to camp me out of the game. So I'd log in. This is like some of the most fun I had in this game too. I'd log in. They're trying to kill me. I run to the water and then jump in the water and then log out. That gave me a magical transportation when I logged back in, back to the buying spot. And so then I could run the other direction. And then I would go over to some goblin camp and get some bows and arrows and stuff from some goblins. And then I would go spy on this clan. And when there was one of them on the outskirts or whatever, or low on health or something, I would jump out with my goblin arrows, kill him, hurry up and grab all of his stuff, jump in the water, log out, log back in, run to the bank his stuff, and do it again and again and again until they left the city. It only took a couple days. Oh, and we got to wipe all of them out. It wasn't quite a dozen, but we went to this city nearby. It's called Hammerdale, I think. What a perfect name too, because it's like judgment's coming. We went and got our stuff at the new city. This is actually how we got accepted into LOD, which is that was the same clan as what's his face, Jonah or whatever. That was how I was following his stream. So we played Darkfall. But we were both in Lords of Death. But anyways, when we were there, we got in a fight with them. And there were all these new people watching. And after the whole thing, everybody's dead, I survived the whole thing, and I got to loot everybody. And they didn't, and they actually left all the loot on all the corpses for me. And I was just like really, really over encumbered going to everybody, like, looting everything. It was so funny. And then that got us into their clan because they were very good players that we killed. They attacked us while we were going to New City. Well, anyways, at this new city, it's called Hammerdale. It was a clan-built city that was welcome for anybody to use it, as long as they're respectful and nice. They said you could come in here and help us out, or we'll help you out, and we'll share our stuff. That's okay. And they called themselves, and it was a Hammerdale in the human city, or it was in the human lands. Anyways, so we went there and we got our nice gear. We got some gear bags that were like, ouch, when we die, you know. But, you know, it made us so much better. But we went back to the Chaos City. It was called Silver Moon. and that's a funny name because it's like, just wait, I'll get you later. And then, so we got our stuff. We went back there and wiped out this clan. They didn't survive. And neither of us went down. And we banked all their stuff. And then they left a couple days after that. But, anyways, yeah, that's why it was bad to wipe out everybody in that city and take all our stuff. We definitely collected more stuff off of them in the end. It was a lot of fun. They were trying to kick me out of the game. Anyways, so I was one of the, as far as I know, I was one of the only players that, well, there must have been other ones, but I didn't cheat at all. And I didn't macro either. The only thing that I did that could be borderline cheating would be, while I was at work, before going to work, I would go swimming in a random direction so I could come back to having like 0.01 more strength and dexterity or whatever it was. And, you know, did that every day. It eventually raised my strength and vitality to have more health and HP than everybody else. They usually spent their time macroing. They set up macros and would cast spells at monsters and stuff while at work. They would set it up so their character did it while they were at work. And those would be the people I would be fighting against. And they balanced it so that you could kind of select different things like Mage Killer or something like that to make it more fair, because they were so powerful. To make it more fair so I could have a chance. And then I did extra damage and stuff if you swapped that. But it meant that I couldn't do magic. But that was okay. It was an okay trade. So that's what we ended up being. My brother was the magic user that did that. And I was but I mean, there were people that played that didn't do that, but they didn't. Later in the game, they kind of changed it so you didn't really need to do that anymore. But when it first came out, you didn't need to do that. But the people that did the best did it. But it was a ridiculous grind. Just to get like 2 rings in your mana missile would take a long time. That was fun. Very fun game. Anyways, so yeah, it was a good time. But sorry, I was going to read my thing. I guess it's about Darkfall. I guess I could restart the stream. And rename it. Okay, you know what? I need to actually go. But I will be back, and I will do this. I will read this story. It's a wonderful story. So excited to set up my computer, go through all my songs, and release a new album on Spotify. The best one. It's going to be the best one by far. It's what I have on there right now. I don't really like it. I guess the latest one's pretty good. I want to take down everything but the compilations, though, that are on Spotify. I really don't like those albums that much. I mean, they're okay, but they need a lot of work. I need to add singing. I need to add stuff. I just need to add something to every song, or create a different version of the song to you know, I don't know, to feel like I'm done with the song, or satisfied enough that I can, keep it there without cringing. So, I mean, I kind of do feel like I don't really like it. I really sped through it. Those albums, I really did not take my time. Some of them I released in only a week or two. I really rushed through it. But I did a good job though, for the amount of time I spent. I want to go over it though, and make it much better. I'm going to go over the whole thing and add drums and singing. Make it really good. You know what? I didn't. My phone's going to die. It really kills the battery in my stream. But I will be on later. And place to live, yay. Wonderful. Moving my stuff. Anyways, so I'm going to do the first deep stare performance very soon here. My audience is going to be wow, they're going to be thrilled, they're going to be like, holy crap, I never heard anything like that before, that's so cool. But it's going to surround them. I'm going to set up, I'm going to have a setup so that the speakers are behind them. They have a delay. Incredible. Your guitar is surrounding me. I thought about everything, like how to do it. You might have to have something with like, there's a different ways to do it. But like 3 things that kind of spins a little bit while singing. And just other things like that. I want to make an extension for DJ booth. Flip a switch for deep stare. Okay. Well, I grew up with somebody that made speakers and stuff like that for a living. Maybe he'd want to invest in them. That'd be cool. Oh. We used to play Dungeons and Dragons together. His brothers were into it. Your neighbors. Our parents were. We were like some of the only non-Mormon families around. So, but anyways.